Hey folks, it's Billy DKY, the truth seeker that simplifies and demystifies. This is going to be the video on how to determine a lunatic. And this is basically, this was inspired by Kelly Z. Palm. He basically was talking about the antimatter radio. I think he said it was his professor who basically was kicked out of being a professor, and now he's expounding his beliefs on YouTube, so you can probably go check him out. He did a video on antimatter, or no, what is it? Cause and effect. He said cause and effect don't exist, and I'm like, holy shit, of course cause and effect exists. That's what the whole foundation of science is based upon. You keep everything else consistent, or as much as you can. You change one variable and you see the results on all the other variables, and that's really what whole science is based upon. Plus, if you look at the Buddha had only really two things that he really pointed out. One was cause and effect, which is, you know, to deny cause and effect would be to deny that your choices matter. You know what I'm saying? Well, if I eat a carrot, it don't matter. If I eat a Twinkie, it don't matter. Which we know it's bullshit, because if you keep eating a lot of Twinkies, ho-hos, and ding-dongs, you're gonna get fat. You know what I'm saying? You eat plain simple carrots and, you know, plain simple foods, you're going to be sharp, you're going to be bright. To deny cause and effect would be also to deny that your choices do not have consequences, which we all know it's bullshit. If you don't think your choices have consequences, go find the biggest, baddest guy you can find. Hit him in the face and see what the consequences are. Well, there ain't no consequences because cause and effect don't work. Okay, so basically, we run into lunatics all throughout our lives, and so basically this is going to be my quick take on how to determine a lunatic. And it's really pretty simple. Now, you may be talking to somebody that's really smart in some area. You know, I try to think, what would happen if I would have talked to Einstein or Oppenheimer before he created the nuclear weapon? You know, when he was sitting there saying, you know what, I think I could do? I think I can turn something like that into a bomb. I can turn this into pure energy, and I can blow this whole city up. You're like, are you for real? You gotta be kidding me. You're gonna turn this into a bomb that's gonna blow the whole city up. Something this small. He's like, yeah. I'm like, how you gonna do it? You know, and you listen to him, like, man, that's a little weird. That's a little stretching my imagination. But then I say, okay. Then I say, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something I know, so then I can gauge how smart you really are or how realistic you are. And then I, you know, on a barrage of things, if you're very realistic on a lot of different things, then I might start believing the dude might actually be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So basically it's like this. What I do is I listen to people, and if I start gauging the reliability, and I think we all do this unconsciously already. All I'm doing is really just bringing it out in the open and maybe making it more conscious to you. Basically, I listen to what people say, and I start gauging. Like, I was listening to my cousin one time. He was telling me about this car. He said, oh man, this car is bad. It is fast. And we was like, I don't know, we were like 12, 13 at the time. And he was telling me how bad and fast this car is, and like how fast it would go. And I knew basically, I'd looked enough magazines at Ferraris and stuff like that. And basically, you know, hitting towards 180 is pretty damn fast. You know, there may be something now that hits close to 200 or something you can drive on the road. But anyway, he said, oh man, it'll do 350 mile an hour. And I said, I can't believe a damn word he says. Or at least my confidence in him dropped a lot. You know, and throughout life, you know, he said a lot of other ignorant stuff. And so you get to where you don't believe him. Like, you know, a lot of stuff that I say in here, I'm stretching your mind a lot of times, especially when I say, oh, everything's pure energy, this is really an illusion. That's stretching your mind. You might, man, that dude's a little bit freaking crazy. But if you listen to me and you believe everything and other things that you know about, and you can see that I'm not lying, you're like, well, maybe he's right. Maybe I'm the one that don't get this. So, how to determine if somebody's a lunatic? Listen to them, be open-minded, but try to find something that you know for certain is a certain way. And once you find out that they're not reasonable there, then you can realize they're not reasonable in this other area that they seem to be knowledgeable about that you don't have any knowledge about. So, like I say, you already really know. Listen to your gut instinct. You know when somebody's a freaking lunatic. By the way they move their body, there's so much evidence if you'll just listen that somebody's a lunatic. Now, sometimes you're young and you just don't know because you haven't have enough experience. Maybe the person's actually legit. So, just follow your gut instinct. It'll... Okay. Let me summarize. Basically, you find something that you know about and they know about and talk about it. And if they're reasonable there, then you say, wow, man. Then you check another thing that you know and they know and talk about it. And then, if they're reasonable on everything else that they're doing, and then you got this area where you think they're lunatic, then you might have to investigate and see if they're not a lunatic. So, let's say somebody says, cause and effect don't work. Well, go look somebody else up. Go talk to somebody else about cause and effect other than that person and see if it matches up what they say. Because the truth is verified by many sources. So if something's only been verified by one source, then I don't give it a lot of credence until I start seeing it backed up by reality. So your end goal is to find that, look at reality and see what it says. And that's another reason, this is one of the reasons why I do the MMA videos. I do MMA videos because I like it. I like talking about it, I like communicating with people about it, and also like learning the truth by watching it. But if you watch the MMA videos and you start saying, well, this guy's pretty reasonable. I mean, I may not agree with him every time on his MMA videos, but I can see that he's a reasonable person. Then that starts giving credence to the other spiritual stuff that I'm talking about that you may not know. He's like, well, he's probably reasonable there. He's probably reasonable over here too. Maybe I'm not. So anyway, that's all my take on it. Just a little bit of rant. Talk to you later, folks.